Happy Monday, knitters. I'm Louise from Wildflower Wool, and welcome back to my channel. This is Monday, which means it is another episode of New Start Monday Knits. I've got two new fun projects to show you. I don't have I have a little bit of knitting, but not as much as I had hoped because, like a lot of you already know, my daughter got married on Saturday. So obviously the whole week since we've chatted last has all been about wedding preparation and figuring out all those tiny little details that you can't do until the last couple of days before the wedding. And I did some wedding knitting, not big wedding knitting, but obviously I needed to give Anita some dishcloths. I spend every week knitting dishcloths, so how could I not give some to her? So I decided to knit some for her. And of course, I decided halfway through the week, in true Louise fashion, you know that saying, if it wasn't for the last minute, nothing would get done? I could be the poster child for that. Yeah, that is totally me. So anyways, partway through the week, I decided to knit her a few more dishcloths to put in a cute little wedding box that I had found for her. So anyways, it has been a fantastic week, and the weekend was absolutely the best. I know this is like my 5th time recording this, because every time I start to talk about the wedding, I start to tear up because it was just so beautiful and so fantastic. So I'm not going to talk too much about it because I can tell I'm getting all emotional again. It was beautiful. Anita looked beautiful. Dalton looked absolutely handsome, all dressed out. Eric looked beautiful, all dressed up. Not super dressed up because it was pretty casual, because it was a small garden wedding in Anita's grandparents' backyard. Their gardens looked beautiful. The weather was nice. Thank heavens it was not one of those sweltering, scorching hot days that we've had, for most of July. The weather, it cooled down. It was just a tiny little bit of rain a couple of times, but just a couple little drizzles, like not enough to bother anything. It was perfect, and I'm so happy for them. So anyways, let's talk about knitting. You guys don't want to hear me go on and on and on. I finished a dishcloth. So this was one of my new starts last week, was finishing up this ball of dishy, which I finished. I finished every inch of this ball. And look at right here. You can't really tell because it does kind of color block. There's red, there's green, there's white. But I'll let you in on a secret. This last little bit of chunk, like how many, 10 stitches, is a different ball of yarn. I ran out of yarn casting off right here. So I used every inch of this really pretty Knit Picks Dishy Jingle colorway. And like a few of you had told me last week, in the last couple of videos when I've been using this ball, you said that Knit Picks has discontinued this color. And I think it was Anne who mentioned she must have looked on the website, and she's like, Louise, they haven't replaced it with anything. Which how can they not have a new Christmas colorway? I don't know. Obviously, they did not consult with me. One of the biggest Christmas lovers. I'm like, how can you not have new Christmas dish? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a good seller. I don't know. Maybe they'll bring something out yet. Still lots of time for Christmas knitting, right? Anyways, let's hope. But look at this. This was the Christmas cloth. Rick Rack had suggested this as one of the dishcloth patterns that I should try. And look how fun it is. It's using this cute little butterfly stitch. So there's some slip stitches. You do that for a few rows, and then you kind of scoop up those slip stitches and knit them together. And look, and it just gives you such fun texture. I look at this and I almost think it looks like a Christmas ball. I don't know. Does that make it look even more Christmassy? Maybe it just has that effect because it's in red, white, and green. Anyways, it was fun. It was really fun. And it was one that once you got knitting it, you didn't have to read the pattern. I mean, you had to count your rows a little bit, so it wasn't totally mindless, but it was really, really easy. It's a free pattern on Ravelry called Christmas Cloth. Highly suggested. So here is my question for you, because I can't Well, I guess I know. I think I know. This was the Christmas dishcloth. Make sure I'm showing you there. Yeah, this is the right side. This is the one I finished last week. This is the modular. It was just called modular dishcloth. But look at how I still love how this knits up. So my question is, which one is your favorite? If you were to knit some for gifts, would you do the modular dishcloth or would you do the Christmas cloth? I don't know. They're both pretty fun, aren't they? I think I might be leaning towards this one, but I would do this one again too because it's fun. Anyways, that's my burning question. Which Christmas cloth does everybody like the best? So, still on track. Well, actually, this was my new start for last week. It is done. So I've got more than, I got 3 dishcloths done because I knit 2 more for Anita. We might as well continue on with dishcloth. So because I already gave them to her, I can't show them to you, but these are the colors that I used. Now, I do not know why I seem to have used, oh, I know why. Okay, let's chat about that. Okay, so I did 2 new dishcloths for Anita. I did one in this colorway. It is Bernat Handicrafter, and the colorway is Chocolate Ombre. Isn't that really fun? And part of my thinking was that this looked, you know, do I want to say manly? Not, you know, if Dalton happens to think he could use this as a spa cloth. He could use it in the shower too. Anyways, I did a couple that were darker colors and some that were brighter colors. Anita's favorite colors are blue, so she got a couple of blue dishcloths. And blue was also their wedding color. Not this shade, but royal blue. Anyways, what is this one called? Oh, Robin's Egg. So again, Bernat Handicrafter, Robin's Egg. So when I picked these up, I'm like, okay, so I did the super simple diamond dishcloth because it is super simple, it is super fast, and like I said, I decided that I needed these only a few days before the wedding, so I needed something that I could knit one up in an evening. But look at this. Okay, so they're both 1 ball of dishcloth cotton, but look how much less is in here. And if I recall correctly, when you get the variegated shades, they put less yardage in them than they do the solids. So let's do a quick check. Robin's Egg, I can never find the yardage on these when I want to look. Oh, yes, I can, right there. Okay. Yes. So this is a 50-gram ball. This is 42.5. And what do we have? 71 yards or 63 meters. 84 yards and 77 meters. So look at that. You still get a dishcloth out of here, but you certainly don't have as much left over, do you, from this? So there is just a little tip for you when you're yarn shopping. The balls, I am sure they're priced the same, but you get more yardage out of a solid. It seems a little sneaky on the yarn company's part. But anyways, I didn't know that before, but I had forgot about it. But either way, you know what? You get a full dishcloth. It's just you don't have quite as much for leftovers, but I will work these in. Maybe I'll put them together. Make another little scrappy dishcloth. So anyway, so I got lots of dishcloth knitting done. I got 3 done this week. So now I have to make note. Also will probably keep me on track on this one. But when I'm keeping track of all my dishcloths, how many I get done, I have to remember I have to subtract 5 because I gave Anita 5 for a wedding gift. I almost said Christmas gift. A wedding gift. The other thing I knit for her, this was my other new start from last week that I finished, but there again, I don't have it because I already gave it away, so all I have are empty balls. Remember these 2 colors? And I think Donna Jean, did you tell me in the comments? Oh, you know what, guys, I have to apologize. So many people left comments for me on last week's video, and I did not have a chance to answer all of them. I've read a lot of them. I kind of quickly scanned through and read some of them, and I quickly tried to answer a few when I had a second. So I will work probably this afternoon. I will go back on last week's video and I will answer, because I know there were some questions I think about knitting needle size, so I will get to that. So, but I do apologize that I didn't get to chat as much with you in the comments as I normally do. But I did read, Donna Jean, that you said gold and navy. This is Alaska, right? Your colors of your Alaskan flag, which is kind of interesting. Little tidbit of info there for you. So I knit Anita a double knit potholder because, and there again, well, this must have been more than last. So this was a little more than a week away, because last week I had pulled out these colors, because these are the colors of the wedding. Well, close. Royal blue and gold. And I had this in my stash, and I wanted to knit Anita a double knit potholder. At least one. I'll probably do her another one. Anyways, I'll probably do her another one or two. But one night when I was cooking, I pulled out, I have these potholders that I have always used since I got married, like 30 years ago. Was my first wedding. Anyway, that's a whole other topic. But I've had these potholders in my kitchen drawer for 30 years. My mom had made them for me as part of a shower gift. And my mom is a sewer, fantastic sewer. So she had sewn me a nice stack of potholders that I have been using all of these years. They look like they've been around 30 years. They are well worn, well loved. And one night, so over a week ago when I was cooking, I pulled them out of the drawer to pull something out of the oven, and I'm like, I should definitely make potholders for Anita. Kind of, I don't know, because I look at these that my mom made me, and I always think about that she made them for me. So I thought, maybe Anita needs that too. So anyways, I played around and I knit a heart double knit potholder. So one side was navy with yellow heart. The other side was gold with a blue heart. It turned out really cute. So I think I would definitely, I'm going to keep the heart pattern in my stash, because I'll probably use it again for another gift. It worked. It turned out great. I did it really, really tight. I really went down on my needle size. I think I knit the whole thing on a 3.75. I cast on with a 3.5 just to keep those bottom edges so they didn't flare out. Did three rows and switched to a 3.75, worked the body of the project, and then switched to my smaller needles, and I grafted the top of it together. So I finished it a little differently. Anyways, I was really happy with it, so I hope that she really likes it. I think I did forget to tell her though that it's wool. I'll have to remind her that she just can't throw it in the washing machine, or she will end up with a coaster, which maybe is not all that bad either. Okay, so what else did I work on this week? I worked on having an avalanche. What fell? Oh, my ball yarn. Okay, this magazine. So a lot of people said that some people said they had this magazine, and but I think Susanna said that where she is, it was not on her newsstands anymore, at least one spot that she went to look. So Susanna, I'm not sure. Hold on, guys. I dropped my ball of yarn. I gotta reach now. I'm not sure if you maybe had any luck finding it anywhere else. It has been out for a while, so it's probably, because it is spring, summer, so I imagine that they'll probably start bringing out fall stuff. I did see some Christmas magazines when I was out and about this week. They were crocheted ones, but you know, they were gift, you know, handmade gift kind of magazines. That was, I don't know if it was Crochet World or something. Anyways, I saw two of them somewhere. So this magazine may be getting pulled off the shelf really soon. But it was a really fantastic. I have made two things, well, in the process of making my second item from one magazine. I have never done that before. 99% of my magazines sit here and I look at them and I read them, and then I never make anything out of them. So to have making two things, this is like, must be the best, well, I was going to say the best magazine of all time, but I guess in my opinion, this was well worth it purchase. So there is the, what was it called? The square neck pullover. So there it is. So if you didn't see last couple of weeks videos, there it is again. Beautiful lacy pattern. Last week I showed you my gauge swatch, and I said that it wasn't mindless lace knitting, and someone had left me a comment and they said no lace is mindless lace knitting for them. And you know what? I would really truly have to agree with that. It is one of those things you got to pay attention with, because it's so easy to miss one of those yarn overs. But look at this. Now, I'm hoping, I am on vacation this week, so I'm hoping to get some serious organizing done up in my yarn room, which I'm also hoping I will find some more needles, because the only 4mm needle I could find was a little 16-inch needle. But my stitches are fitting on here quite nicely. How about I show you the right side? Look at that. But if it was a little longer, I'd be a little happier, because I definitely don't want to lose any stitches off the end, because that would really mess up my lace. But look at that. How can I show you? Look at, isn't that fantastic? Look at those. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's a 4-row pattern, and it is pretty easy. It is, now that I think that I've cast on the entire width, because last time I just had 16 stitches, and just to play with my gauge to see if I was getting, because 16 stitches was 4 inches, so that was the gauge. But now I'm finding it's pretty repetitive. Still have to watch, and fingers crossed, I have not made a mistake yet on it. I am going to put a lifeline. I'm going to actually take my own advice, because I always tell Lisa, like, put a lifeline in, right? I'm going to take the time just in case, because this is where I find I always make my mistakes. Once I think, oh, this is getting pretty easy. I know the pattern. I can do this. I can watch something on Netflix. I can knit lace at the same time. That's when I mess it up, right? So I did catch myself, almost forgot that one yarn over. Last week I told you there was 2 places I found myself that I thought were going to be potential places to easily slip up in the pattern. I caught myself almost forgetting one of the yarn overs, because it's a 4-row repeat. So you're repeating 2 rows. So you have 2 rows, then you repeat the 2 rows up here, but it's staggered. So on one row, the yarn over is at the end of the pattern. On the other one, it's at the beginning of the pattern. So the one at the beginning, I can remember it's the one at the end. When you get right to the very, very last few stitches, that's the yarn over I know I'm gonna forget if I'm not paying attention. Anyways, so far so good. Love the colors. So we're definitely not getting stripes. And at first I was worried it was really gonna pool, but so far it's looking okay, I think, right? Well, it's gonna be what it is anyways, but there's no more shaping. This is just literally 2 rectangles sewn together. Well, except when we get to the front, when we do the shaping, you've got the sleeve. So I bet you there'll be a little bit of pooling on the shoulders, but so far so good right now. I'm liking it. I had to force myself to put this down. It's like I could just keep knitting on this. So hopefully I will get a little more done. My poor sweater didn't even get picked up out of its bag, so I don't even have it with me to show you. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there'll be a finished sleeve. I have high hopes. Since I don't have to work, I have all these high hopes that all this week I can just sit and knit and knit and knit. So we'll see what gets done. But let me show you my 2 new starts. I found more blue. Remember way back when I said that I thought I was going to run out of dishcloth cotton? I found quite a lot of blue. So I've got this one, Bernat Handicrafter again, because that's what my local Michael sells. So that's what I What did I buy? Blueberry. Perfectly named, I would say. This is a fun color. And I just went back to one of the patterns I had done before. This is the Garter Slip stitch. And that is my start on that. Okay, let me pull out some yarn here so I can hold this up for you. So look at that, just a really nice textured stitch, and I'm knitting it again, really tight gauge, 3.5 millimeter needle, and just has some texture to it. So I'm just going to carry on with that. This one here, I do find I have to refer back to the pattern, or at least right now I do, just to make sure that I've got the right rows. So it's not quite as mindless knitting as some of the other patterns, but I like how it's knitting up. So I'm just going to keep going with it. This will be my dishcloth for this week. I know I haven't done a finished Friday video. Well, this past Friday I had hoped I would, but the wedding stuff just got too busy, so it just didn't happen. But because I'm off all this week, I'm going to try to squeeze one in this week, and I will try to get round up all my dishcloths. They're kind of piled here, there, and everywhere, and I will pull those out. I'm really curious to see how many I have done. Remember to add in my 5 that I took out and gifted. But yeah, I think I'm feeling really good about dishcloths for giving this year for Christmas. Okay, this week's garment new start is, any guesses? Oh, did I give it away? Did you see the yarn as I pulled it down? Any guesses what you think it is? A hat, a cowl, a sock, another sweater. What else did I say? Did I cover all the anyways, it is going to be a mitt using Lopi. So this tote, I'm kind of caught here. This tote has been, since I finished my Lopi sweater, this tote of yarn has been sitting just in my upstairs landing. Never did make it actually back into the yarn room. And so I looked at it because I was going to get some classic wool for this. And then the Lopi was sitting right there. And I thought, Lopi mitts, because I know you guys don't like Lopi. You guys, as in you guys who are watching, and my family who will be getting gifts, they're not going to love Lopi like I do. Because I know most people don't. So I know to make a scarf or a cowl would just, nobody would wear it, right? Because it is picky, because you don't really want it up against your skin. Even making it a hat would be tricky because, you know, it's going to rub right here and it's going to be itchy. Unless you could line it, right? I think some people have put like a felt lining around the brim, but I don't sew. So that's not really, it's a great idea, but something I'm probably not going to do. But I thought, you know what, if I did mitts, I could, I think, hopefully, as long as it's not irritating here. Anyways, I'm going to do a bunch of mitts. I've got all this Lopi. Maybe at some point there'll be another sweater, but I'm going to do a bunch of mitts. So I have got, I don't think, yeah, so I just have this light brown and the black. They're both part balls that I've used. I think both of the, was this one in my sweater? This one might have been in my sweater. This one. It could have, I don't know. I don't think it was. I don't think this one was. I think this has just been in my stash for a while. So I've cast on, and I don't have the pattern book with me. I must have left it upstairs, but it is from the Saltwater. It's not the Saltwater Mitten book. It is the book 2. It's the one that has hats, mitts, and socks in it. But it's Saltwater Knits, and it is about patterns, traditional patterns from Newfoundland. So I started here, a striped cuff. So I'm going to loosely follow the pattern. I'm going to make a striped cuff. So I started down here with the black and didn't really count, but I think I've got, yes, I think it looks like I've got 3 rows there. 3 rows of the black on the bottom. I cast on 3 rows. Then I've done 3 rounds, I should be saying rounds, 3 rounds of the brown, And now I'm going to do a round in the black. And I don't know, I'm going to do that for a fair, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to do it till I think it looks right. And then I will start doing thumb gusset increases. So I think this will be good. I'm not sure who this will be. I'm thinking this will be a Christmas gift for somebody. Not sure who, but look at that. Off to a good start. I had fun knitting this too. I do like knitting with Lopi, and my poor needles. This is why I really need to find my projects and find my needles. These are just some random needles I found in a pottery vase. My sister-in-law is a potter, so I have a lot of, oh, actually I can show it to you because it's right here. This is one of see, I just have a bunch of DPNs in here. And I searched around, I knew I wanted 4 millimeters, and I actually found a few in here. Enough. Anyways, look at this one. Oh, she's got my name on here. This was one of her first pieces. And I know that's what she's, oh. Anyways, I told her that, you know, I think she was like, that this was one of her misshaped pieces. And I'm like, I don't know. I like ones like that because they're one of a kind. They're unique. This was way before, yes. She had her business name because she actually has a pottery studio and store now. So I have one of her original pieces, and it works good. It just holds my DPNs and it just sits there. And I have a lot of them, and I need to sort them out. Because I know a lot of people are always asking, you know, what are the best needles? And I'm like, honestly, the best needles are for me or for whatever I can find. I've got 2 kind of plasticky ones here and an old, like probably Susan Bates or something needle. These would probably not be my go-to ones. Oh my gosh, these 2 don't even match either because look at the tips on them. This, I think, is a pony needle, and I'm not sure what this one is, but look at that little tip. So here, I thought maybe these 2 match, and they don't even match. So there you go. But they're all 4 millimeters. They're working fine. So I think that's probably about it. I don't think I have much more. I didn't work on my scarf. I didn't work on my sweater. And I have, my closet over here is full of all my other new starts that I've done over the last, oh my gosh, we're into the 8th month, you guys. I've got a lot of new starts that have just been sitting, like my European road shawl is in there. I have a couple of shawls. What else is in there? Somebody had said I should pull them all out. And maybe I will do, oh, I have another working needle. I should maybe pull them out. And maybe I should pull them all out and just do a quick recap of what was started this year and what I'm still working on. That could be possible. I'm hoping to do some extra videos throughout this week. We'll see how much courage I get up. I have lots of bags that are filled with yarn, kind of stuck here, there, and everywhere. And I thought, oh, it might be fun to just film. You know how people do unboxings, but that's typically when you purchase new yarn. I'm thinking, why can't we take that concept and maybe we'll unbox some of my stashed yarn that has been tucked away somewhere. It'll be like Christmas morning, pulling stuff out of this bag and see what is tucked in there. I wonder how many needles I will find. Probably a lot. I may just do that. Who knows what this week's going to hold, but I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to try to get lots of knitting done. I should take a look at all my whips. I should at least organize them and see. I just said whips, didn't I? Oh my goodness. My work's in progress, and see what I've got, see what I'm going to work on, and I'm going to like just make sure that I set aside a few hours, quite a few hours every day just to sit and knit and relax. So I hope that you guys can too. I know most of you, well, for those who are back at work, I know this will be a busy work week for you probably. So I hope you'll be able to find sometime in the evening or however your work schedule is, you'll have some quiet time, some relaxing time to knit, to stitch. Ooh, I might even crochet. I have so many things I want to do. I don't know how I'm going to fit it all in. Tunisian crocheting is up there too. I have a lot of fun little things I want to try. So I think I will just go and get right at that so I can have some fun new things to show you. So have a great week, everybody. Let me know about those Christmas dishcloths. Which ones would you make? They're both free on Ravelry, so you could easily go add them into your stash or into your library over there. Pull out some dishcloth cotton and give them a try. I'd love to know which one you like the best. So have a fantastic week, everybody, and happy knitting, and I will see you next Monday and hopefully before. So if you want, don't forget, hit that subscribe button so you'll get an email when new videos are available. And if you're really eager and don't want to miss anything, you can hit that bell to be notified. Then you'll always know as soon as I have a new video available. So let's chat in the comments, and happy knitting.